Hi, welcome back to the second part of our Skype segment when we give you the chance to give us feedback on some of the topics we've been discussing today. Now, we also discussed today with students from polytechnics in Nigeria who their lecturers have been on strike for a long time, and we gave them the chance to call and talk to us about their experiences. And we're going to talk about that, and also we spoke to a reporter at the in Ibadan who visited the House of Horror at Ibadan, who reported that for several media houses, and we are going to talk about that with our Skype callers who are still with us. Joining us from Geneva again is Hamson. Hamson, welcome to Sahara TV.
Thanks so much, Rudolf.
And we have from Turkey, we have Musa. Musa, welcome to Sahara TV.
Thank you very much, Rudolf.
And Bala, welcome to Sahara TV.
You are all welcome.
And Kolijo, you are still with us from Canada. Kolijo, welcome to Sahara TV. Did anybody else join us? Okay, all right. So, who?
We have Pole.
Oh, okay.
We have James.
Hello?
You have James.
Okay. All right. I didn't get any message from anybody else. All right. Let's start with the Ibadan House of Horror. Most of you must have seen what was discovered over there at Ibadan. And what do you think that says about Nigeria? Hansen, over to you.
That is a real uncivilized and, barbaric killings. So it's too bad to see, because I watch it in I think that was some of these channels or something like that. So they show how human skulls were everywhere. It's really, I don't know what to say. I shed tears when I saw it.
All right, Musa, what is your take on that?
Okay, so I can see the whole country, nothing is functioning well. I think very little things are functioning well. I think if such things can happen in the country, then the question arises from where are our security agencies? What are they doing? Every time you will hear of kidnapping, missing children, and other things, then you may ask our security agents, what is their duty? And what are they employed for? I think this is very bad, and I sympathize with the people that maybe their relatives or any other person that happens to. And we pray for the government officials and other people to also look for this issue. That is all what I can say about this.
Okay. Bala, the idea that some people were right there in Ibadan for 2 years or more, and there are people who are looking for them and nobody could, I mean, how do you take that? What does that say about our society?
Let me first of all say that the security in Nigeria is totally bad, or in a nutshell, let me say that we don't have any security in Nigeria. Because if to say that a person can go missing for over 24 months and he just got vanished in the thin air and nobody knows why he's whereabouts, I think the country like Nigeria, I'm very scared of the country. And if we are looking at the point, the money our government spent on during the 2014 budget about security, we can say that Nigeria should be much more secure than almost all the countries in Africa. And if such kind of thing happen in the country, what government should do is that it must, first of all, revitalize the security system of the country.
Okay, Kolijo, there was something that happened afterwards that was scary more than what actually happened. The fact that the police or some government officials were willing to knock down the building even before they collected all the forensic evidence that would be needed for investigation or even identification of people that died. What are you doing in that country?
Rudolf, like, looking at that, that's not the first time we discovered or uncovered something like that. We remember the Otoko, or what they call it, some time ago. Found one that was selling suya, human meat in Oshodi. That was a long time ago. You see, that calling forensic evidence, they should not even mention that. I've not heard about that before. What forensic evidence are we talking about? If you find the evidence, we don't have data to identify who is the person now. What are they saying about forensic evidence? I think the government know that there are some big men, big shots in the country or in that Ibadan that know about that place existing. Because Rudolf, if for them to, how can they have a building like that and they say they don't know? The government, some people know in the government because that place is a ritual place. Look at skulls everywhere. Look at women parts everywhere. They're using that thing to make money. It's not just kidnap people and asking for ransom. That's a whole different thing altogether. It shows you what the country, security of the country in Ibadan. There are many places like this in the eastern part of the country too. Can we discover these places too? The security is not there at all. So it's just really sad how they're not even taking it serious too. The government is not saying anything on how to to stop all this kind of crime. This is wrong. So there are two different things together.
Okay, Hansen. So if this was discovered in Ibadan, who knows about what's going on in the remote part of Ebonyi State, or some states they don't even have media houses in some states. They don't have. So how do we know what is going on in the remote parts of the country?
The issue is that that thing has been happening there at Ibadan since 10 years. Okay, 10 years the house has been there. They've been doing the business. Okay, and the security, Nigerian security officials couldn't be able to, find out what is going on there. Such a thing happened, of course, that was many years ago, the one of Okonkwo saga of 18. Okay, and we thought that it's all over, that it will not happen again, but it still continues happening. The other day was in the northern part of Nigeria too, when we heard that one man killed one woman and they cut off some of some of our body parts for money. So these things shows that we have serious problem in Nigeria. Okay, that is we don't have. I don't know what the security men are doing. I don't know what our police and our soldiers are doing. There's no intelligence. Okay, because if it's here in the Western world, at least before such a thing happens, sometimes the security men will forward their plans. But in Nigeria, it's not like that. Anything can happen.
All right, let me come to you, Musa. I want you to connect this to Boko Haram in the sense that if this thing is happening in Ibadan and the security people could not have no idea, people disappear, okay. Nobody knew anything about that. Why are we worried that Boko Haram people could come into Nigeria, go to villages and kill people and get away? Why are we worried about that?
Yeah, for example, as a citizen of the country, maybe you are not working in any agencies like that. I think you can't know what is really happening in such agencies. Maybe I think whenever you are given a position in Nigeria, what you are asked to do is what you will do because you stick to what your boss told you. I think Nigeria people are having instructions right from the head. Maybe the head will say this is what he wants to happen in the country. Then it will be disseminating down to the low workers.
Hi,
I think that
I'm
is
Azania,
my
and you're
general idea about that. They don't allow people to work based on the way they are taking the real concept. Maybe they do what the leaders want them to do. That is my idea about that.
All right, Bala, let me ask you. So right now, this thing happened and it will be dealt with whichever way Nigeria deals with it. What do you think that could be put in the system so that if, for instance, someone is missing, there will be a way of keeping records of who is missing and who is looking for the people missing? What do you think should be done? You're in Malaysia.
The way you are talking as if you want the government to create another agency. That's like...
No, even what the people can do. I mean, it doesn't have to be government. What can people do? How is it that, for instance, I was wondering, that building, I know it's an uncompleted building. Are there supervisors of buildings that go around to look at buildings? Why is it that? Because it's scary that if that could happen in Ibadan, a lot of things might be going on all over the country that we don't know about.
Actually, in a country like Nigeria, what we supposed to do, like we say the giant of Africa, the richest country, like the country with the highest number of black people, whatever I call it, I think we should know we should have the kind of registration number or something like that. That is for the government side, and the family, community, and even the local government should have the responsibility of those kind of things. Now, for instance, in a given community, now some people, if people notice that okay, there is a building or there is a kind of place where there are some suspicious activities taking place in that building, what they need to do, first of all, if they can, they should go ahead and check the place. If it is becoming something difficult for them, I think they should notify the police or the necessary security agencies to do that.
All right, College Joe, let's start with a new topic, unless you have something to add. I want to talk about the polytechnic students that...
Sorry, Rudolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are some of us here.
Oh, sorry about that. I had that. Olu, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead. I forgot that. They showed me the sign that I can't see you from where I am. What is your take on what we are discussing now about the Ibadan House of Horror?
Okay, about the Ibadan House of Horror. To start with, let's agree that we don't have the capacity to be proactive in terms of security. But I believe the least we can do for our citizens, or the government can do for its citizen, is to provide some form of reactive, kind of security for the people of the country. For example, I read that the bones and the carcasses of the people they found there were already buried. I mean, I don't think it's rocket science to get the DNA of those bones out, or even keep those bones or those whatever as evidences or some form of storage, so that people who have lost relatives can come out and do some kind of test to check if there's a way to identify these people. Also, they said they got like 42 SIM card. What is happening to the MTN and all the registration people did in time past? Those are the basic things you expect the government would do. But right now what we are hearing is they are even destroying the evidences, and it's a pity. And that's why we have groups like OPC, so that people who can take laws into their hands, all kinds of groups will keep coming up, because there's no trust and there's no hope again.
All right. Thank you so much. Is there any other person with us that I have not talked to? All right. Let's.
Yes, James. James.
Okay, James. Okay. Okay. Welcome back, James. So, James, what do you think about what happened in Ibadan? What was discovered?
I don't think James is there.
Okay. All right. So let's go.
No, he's there. Sorry, he's there, Rudolf.
Okay, James, go ahead. James, your line is not very good at all. We can't hear you. Let's try to call you back, okay? College, let's go to the next topic, which is polytechnic students and who have been at home due to the strike of their lecturers. We spoke to many of them. They felt, first of all, they felt that the nation forgot about them, because during ASU strike, we were always talking about it, but the polytechnic students, nobody cared about their plight. And so I don't know if you watched that segment. The fact that they've been on strike for this long and nobody there, I don't think there's any discussion going on with their lecturers. What is your take on that?
Rudolf, to start with, first of all, it's really sad, because look at it this way. Like, the money we budget for education loan, budgeted about 11, if I'm right, in 99 for education. Now it's about 7.0, if I'm right, for education. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And a country like Ghana is spending 31% on education. It shows you that education is not part of the priority of the country. That is just one. If the students, I won't be surprised. I don't know when we start to treat university students different from polytechnic. I think all of them should be under that bracket of education. Treat everyone the same way, because these are the people. These are the people who are talking about. Remember, we talked about who is going to represent us in the national conference. These are the young people who are talking about. If we have another conference, they will be the people to represent us. How do you want them to represent us when we don't invest? Our budget of education is this low as a country. Other African that even if they are stealing the money, but they are investing. South Africa have 25% of the education of their destiny in education. It's just, and I'm not sure they will bring up this issue now in the conference. Let's just wait and see. But it's just sad to notice that we have declined on the percentage of our budget that we allocate to education.
All right, Hansen, let me come to you. So part of the bigger issue for them, for students in polytechnics, is that there's a way we discriminate against them when we compare them to people that are coming out from universities in terms of employment and even the regard for their certificates. Why did we come up with that kind of the communication in Nigeria, which is not what we find in America and other places where you have polytechnics?
Yeah, the problem is that, first of all, in a country where 40% or 45% of budgets goes to the government, then what do you expect? And that is why Nigeria is not moving forward, because these are even those polytechnics that come out from polytechnics that are more even competent than those that come out from university. Here, for example, in Europe, I mean in Switzerland, that I know quite well, those that attended polytechnics, when they come out, they know the job, they can do the work very well than those that attend university. So I don't know why. That is why Nigeria is crazy, because in Nigeria, everybody wants to be a lawyer. Everybody wants to be, I don't know, everybody wants to sit in the office and have his computer, AC, and everywhere. Okay, these people that are attending polytechnics, and at the end of the day, when they come out, they will work. Okay, they will work and build the country. That government doesn't want to invest. Their diplomas is not recognized by the government. How do you want the country to move forward? It's painful.
All right, Musa, you're in Malaysia. I don't know. Are you a student you're in Turkey. Are you a student there?
Yes, I'm a master's student in material science and mechanical engineering.
Okay. Did you go to school in Nigeria?
Yes, I attend Bayero University, Kano.
Bayero, okay. So do they have anything like polytechnics where you are? And what do you think is going on in terms of how we treat students from polytechnics?
Yeah. Presently, where am I here? There is no polytechnic. There is only universities, right? So, but I have lots of friends that were students from polytechnic in Nigeria. So there are many issues. For example, friends have been comparing universities and polytechnics. From my own point of view, there is a clear differences between polytechnic and universities, because, for example, now in terms of the lecturers, governments have not upgraded the polytechnic issues. For example, like in a polytechnic, you cannot find lots of professors. And lecturers, academic staffs contributed. That's contributed immensely in the development of, for example, of an institution. For example, you cannot compare an institution where they have, for example, like 40 professors and an institution whereby to have a PhD holder will be something very hectic for them. You understand? So I think the government, both the state government and the federal government, have to upgrade the level of our polytechnics. They should employ more academic staff, that is to say that PhD holders and also professors, so that they will upgrade the level of polytechnics. Because polytechnic studies education is very important in the country. It's very, very important. Not only university education that is important, also polytechnic is important. So the government have to invest in researches for the development of Nigeria. If not, I think Nigeria, it will be a problem.
That's a very good point. Bala, what is your take? I like the point that if you go to polytechnics, you don't find a lot of people with PhDs who are teaching there. What's your view of what is going on in Nigeria in the tertiary institutions?
Actually, the problems start with the civil service. Actually, is also contributing to the problem. Now, in civil service, there are some laws that says you cannot reach such level with HND. So people are now afraid of, oh, if I have HND, I cannot reach to level 13. I must retire, depending on the institutions. And we have this kind of view in our societies that, okay, if you are having HND, diploma is like almost the same. You're just having a diploma. I have this kind of problem. My friend actually did a ND, National Diploma, and he met his father's friend, which is a professor, and his father's friend asked him to go and further his education. That guy go and did HND. After all, he contacted that man. He said, I did my HND. He said, what are you doing? I asked you to go and further your education. You did diploma and go and do another diploma. What are you doing? You are just doing diploma. So we have this kind of view that if you don't have BSc or Bachelor of Science or Bachelor of Engineering, that as if you are just the same level with high school student. And I think we need to change this point of view. And pertaining to the instructors, the lecturers in our high institutions, well, in terms of instructors, the university and polytechnics, they're all the same, rotten, unmaintained, and they are all decayed system actually. So government, I think, need to intervene into the system based on the staff welfare and the structures in the institutions.
All right, thank you, Bala. We are supposed to talk to the ASU, that is ASU president today, but we couldn't. He couldn't join us today, but we hope to get him next week to find out how they are spending the money that the government got for them after their own strike. But we have to end it here because we are out of time. But before we go, I want to come to each of you one by one and ask you what's keeping you up at night. So let me start with you, Collie Joe. Briefly, what's keeping you up at night?
I'm just going to make it brief. You know, what's keeping me up at night is the result or the whether we're going to come to a productive end when at the end of this national conference. Okay. Whether it's going to bring out positivity. So that's
okay. That's good. James, no, sorry, Olu, what's keeping you up at night?
All right, for me, is the fact that even in NEPA offices, they have a generator. Yeah, that's what's keeping me up at night.
They need that to turn off and on the lights. Hansen, what's keeping you up at night?
That is the same thing, the conference of a thing. I'm still thinking if Nigeria will ever come together and make peace.
All right.
And move forward as a nation.
All right. Musa, what's keeping you up at night?
Okay, my dream is all about Nigeria because I'm very, very worried about Nigeria. My dream is to see Nigeria move forward. Let's forget the issue of all these problems we are having. Let's face reality. Let's know that we are having problems. Because when we know that we are having problems, that is from where we are going to start solving our problem. Thank you very much.
All right. Bala, what's keeping you up at night?
Actually, I have two things to share now with us that about the insecurity in the country. It's very, very deteriorating that the people are now dying. Not that only in the north, but it's now down to south. This is very, very disgusting. And the second thing that is like disturbing me has to do with the conference, especially the fact that Sahara Reporters doesn't have a representative there. I don't know why.
All right, we'll talk to Sahara Reporters. All right,
Rudolf has to go.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Hansen in Geneva. Hansen, thank you for joining us.
Thanks so much, Rudolf.
Musa, thank you so much for joining us.
Okay, thank you very much.
Bala, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome very much.
Collie Joe, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure, Rudolf.
And Olu, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you also.
All right, thank you, guys. When we come back, we are going to continue. Remember that Keeping It Real is still coming and many other shows. Stay tuned.